Hello and welcome to the season finale of the mini championship on MotoGP 18. Obviously it was on for the run to MotoGP 19, and as MotoGP 19 comes out in a few days, this was the final round at Valencia and we're on board with my qualifying lap at the moment through turn 1. We are on the back of Cermat at the moment. It was just sort of a coincidence I ended up behind him. I wasn't waiting for a tow or anything, but you will see it was very helpful because I was in 8th position currently in this qualifying session and Matt was in 5th, so it was definitely going to be beneficial for me to follow him already. We're about almost 2 tenths away from HC General's time in the first sector. First sector one way you can't really gain or lose too much, which is why the lap times are pretty close. We're about to end the second sector really, coming into the third sector on this straight. I think it's about under the Tissot sign. I think it is about there we go. So we're 4 tenths an hour away from HC General's time, clipping the inside apex there, running a little bit wide. Just trying to stick to the back of Cermat as much as we can. I always find it a bit easier to do the quicker lap times when there's someone in front of me. Holding it through the right hand, and Matt goes a bit wide. I also go a bit wide, but clipping that apex pretty nicely. Picking up the bike on the exit of the corner. We're now 3 tenths away from HC General's time, so we're actually pretty close to it. So this should be a pretty good position, but this last sector, well, it's mainly just this one corner, and it's not a favourite of mine really. We're going down towards the last corner. I'm not too bad through that one. I like to cut it quite tight on the curb, on the throttle, sitting the bike up. So we're going to go up towards the line now. What is the lap time going to be, and where is it going to put us? A crash for Boscha there, and half second off, so not too bad, and that puts us 6th place. So tells you how competitive this field is. But that is the final qualifying. So Simo Pieva was on pole position for this final race ahead of HC General in 2nd, Cermat 3rd, Bob Rock 4th, Bocca 5th, Arva 6th, Nick in 7th, Federico 8th, 9th for Blaking, and 10th for R1 and. So pretty tall order for R1 and to get through there. Obviously behind the fellow Ducati rider of Blaking, but we're on the grid for the final time in this mini championship, round 8 of 8. Obviously it was only just quite short, but we're waiting for the lights to go on now for this final race, for them to even appear in the top left hand corner. The lights are on. We're waiting for the lights to go out for this final time. Lights out, away we go. Pretty slack start there from myself. See, Nickens had a pretty good start, and look at that's Blaking. Blaking is a flying pass, but we've passed Bocca and Bob Rock now, and I think also Nicken as we go into turn 1. Blaking goes a bit wide, but cutting up the inside a little bit there. Bocca trying to go around the outside. Blaking completely off the track. Is he going to come on in front of us? A bit of contact in the braking zone with Blaking there, so he's going to go in hot. Someone on the inside, I think it's Bocca, who I believe is Andy Etcher actually. I think he's just changed his name, but we're up into 4th position, so it's been a good start, 6th to 4th, despite the initial launch not being fantastic. We have managed to get onto the back of the leaders, so you can see Simo leads ahead of Cermat in 2nd. So HC General lost a position off the start there, but he'll be looking to get past Matt as quickly as possible. But these three really were the fastest three. Obviously Bob Rock was pretty good as well, but his start was even worse than mine, and I think he got a bit swamped and forced wide, because now Federico Ciondini's behind me. So Bob Rock down in 10th there, you can see on the overtake, so not very good for him. We made a little mistake on a turn in for turn 9 there, so lost quite a bit of time to HC General. We can see Cermat goes a bit wide. General looks up the inside of him, but not quite been able to do anything. We've gone a little bit over the track limits there, so a bit naughty, but this isn't too bad. A crash for Federico now. So R1 and, despite starting 10th, I know I said it would be a tall order for him. He's to 5th already. It's a pretty good start for him. If you look on the mini-map, he's quite far behind, so we'll get the idea of the gap when we go over the line. Out of the last corner we go, up towards the line. What is it going to be? Or what is the gap going to be? So Simo does a 29.6, I did a 30.6, so we're already a second away from Simo. Braking for the first corner, the gap hasn't come up at all, so that's a bit odd there, but there you go. Bocca up to 7th place there, ahead of Blaking. Crash for Blaking now, but as we go into turn 2 doings, you can see Cermat's going for the lead here against Simo. Matt's down! Matt has crashed out of this Valencia GP, and we're cutting basically a lap later into turn 2 once again, and Simo washes the front out, and down he goes, so we're up to 2nd place now after those 2 crashes. It's absolutely immense, but at the end of that lap, we're going to have a look at the gap to HC General and the gap behind to whoever it is. 2.8 seconds to Simo and half second away from HC General, but on the next lap you can see we have dropped a bit more. We're 1.2 behind HC now, and 2.3 in front of Simo, and then it's Federico for some reason there. 1.4 behind HC General, 1.8 in front of Simo on lap 6. Simo does the fastest lap of the race as well. It's a boot coming up again on the end of lap 6. 1.9 away, and we're only 0.9 in front of Simo now, so we really got to be focusing back on Simo, but cutting later on to lap 7. He's only half second behind as we go into turn 8. I've ran in super wide, almost off the track there. Oh, right to the green. Thought we were probably not going to be able to get that stop there, but we did just about. But we've basically given the entire advantage away to Simo now. She's going to be all over the back of us through turn 10 and 11. You can see that proximity arrow is very red. It means he's very close to the back of us there. Good job it's there, because you can sort of really look. He's not even 3/10 behind us through Campione Herreros, and we've gone very wide, and we've come back on the track, but not on the ideal line. Up the inside, bit of contact there with Simo, but Simo comes up the inside, up into second position. And into, well, yeah, up into second position, and now he's going to be on the pursuit of HC General, but he's pretty far behind him. Obviously, General already the champion, because he had a over 25-point lead going into this round, but it's going to be hard for Simo. I'm going to try and stick with him to keep Matt behind, because Matt's only a few tenths behind now. Bocca does the fastest lap, but cutting to the end of that lap, starting lap 9, 1/10 behind is Sir Matt there, and we're 6/10 off the back of Simo. So Matt is really who we've got to be focusing on now. We've gone a bit wide through Jorge Martinez. But nothing too bad. We've got a pretty good exit from there. Hitting the brakes for turn 2. I can hear Matt's really having a look at the inside. Oh, pretty close through doing there. He tries to go at the inside, but we've kind of used all the exit. But he's gone at the inside through turn 3. Oh, he could have lost the front there on that bit, but he managed to hold it in there. We've kept the lead though. Well, we've kept third place. We've kept the lead in this battle though. Through turn 5, we've missed the apex a touch, and that's going to really allow Matt to get up the inside. But he's on the outside now for the next corner, so that's not going to be ideal. But I've not really braked a little bit too late trying to outbrake him there, and he's cut up the inside. Job done, but we're going to try and come back at him if we can into this corner. Up the inside of Matt on the brakes. Oh, he goes a bit wide there. I think there might have been a bit of contact on his screen, perhaps. Up the inside of Matt. Oh, almost a high side there. So close to crashing the bike. Had to lift out of the throttle, and that has given Matt a good, well, half second already. So I think that's going to be our charge for the podium probably over, since they got through with little to no issue. So we're now, 7.5 tenths behind them already. We have got 2.4 seconds back to Bob Rock, so we are pretty comfortable in this 4th position. Wanted to do a bit better than Massano, but obviously, you know, in that race was mitigating circumstances. You know, some of the front runners were struggling a little bit, but all the front runners are pretty much, you know, on their game today. So it's going to be hard to get a podium. Let's see how far we're behind now. 9.99, so already a second behind. But we have still got 2.4 to Bob Rock. We're cutting on to lap 10 now. Simo Piova crashes. In fact, that was lap 10, wasn't it? We cut about a corner later there. But Simo crashes like he did earlier on in the race. So not good for him. But cutting later onto the same lap again, still lap 10. Another crash for Simo. Stops him from catching us up because he was the rider behind us. Still a bit of a screen freeze there. But out of the last corner we go. It's going to be 3rd position for this final race. Nothing else really happened in those remaining 3 laps. So over the line we go. Pretty good there. Pretty good performance in the end. So we do end up 3rd, as I said. HC General won the race, so congratulations to him. Sir Matt in 2nd position. I was in 3rd, obviously. Bocca ended up 4th. He actually got past Bob Rock, and he really started reeling me in at the end, but I was sort of because I'd slowed the bike down. Obviously, I had a penalty by the looks of it. He did have the fastest lap, though, a couple tenths quicker than me. Bob Rock was 5th. Nick in 6th. Perfidus in the 7th position, so pretty good for Perfidus there on the Aprilia. I didn't even notice him in qualifying. Did he join? He must have just not done a qualifying lap. I'm sure I didn't read his name in qualifying. I could be wrong. But anyway, Blake King is 8th. Oh, and 9th. And Simo was 10th in the end because he gave up and sat at the side of the track yet again. So let's have a look at the championship standings now then. So HC General, obviously, he'd already wrapped up the championship with 173 points at the end. There, obviously, he didn't have 173 going in, but he'd already wrapped it up and he extended his lead to almost 60 points in front of Simo after, obviously, Simo came last in this race. I confirmed my 3rd position. I sort of already had it pretty much done anyway, but that 3rd place definitely, you know, made it happen. We had a pretty big lead there to Sir Matt, 21 points in 4th, Arwan 5th, Bob Rock 6th, and Andy Etcher 7th. Look how close they all are. And same with Federico Ciandini as well in 8th place. He was very close, very close. He was only 7 points off 4th place, and he ended up 8th. So just how close they are. Nick in 9th, Mickey CR 10th, Claude 11th, Across 12th, Perfidus 13th, and Dark Paradise in 14th place. Obviously, as I say every episode, there is a couple of other people, but they don't all fit on this page, so it's a bit of a shame, but I don't want to have to change all the sizing. And oh, I've just hit my microphone. Apologies for that, but yeah, I don't want to have to change all that, so yeah, just kind of leave it as it is and just leave them off the bottom. But I hope you have enjoyed that race. There should be another video coming out later today, which would be the Nova Takes on Lap 1 challenge for Mugello. Obviously, with MotoGP 19 coming out in a few days, I've got quite a few videos that I do. I've got a couple of videos I do every race weekend. I've got, what, I think is it 4 more races of the Cal Crutchlow, or 3? No, it is 4. 4 more races of the Cal Crutchlow career mode to get out. So we're gonna have some days with double uploads, which is quite nice. But yeah, hope you have enjoyed this video. Hope you stay tuned for the one later on, and I shall see you in the next one, which, as I said, will be later on today. So hope you enjoy.